Hi, it's Chris again with Forex Therapy, where the Forex market meets philanthropy. Today is April 16th, and I am sure you are as excited as I am to see the breakout on the euro dollar uh, in progress. It actually started a couple hours ago this morning, as you can see here. This is a much longer trend channel that emerged. Usually I drill down and talk to you about what's going on in the 1 minute and 3 minute chart world. And we will get to that in a moment because there is activity there. But it's always nice when, as I like to say, when you zoom out to see the forest for the trees, you see a very nice forest here that started, gosh, back at the beginning of April um, and just meandered along. And we've been trading, we've had trading opportunities all through here. And now finally it weakened and broke out. That's exciting. So let's dive in deeper to this pattern here. Uh, we need 3 points to confirm a trend line. And so we have our 1 here and our 2 here. And it looks like 3, 4, and 5 here. That's all we need is a third. And then on the 4th attempt, it breaks out as it has. I set my profit target, I set my trade entry at this yellow line, which is 8, these numbers moving because it's dynamic, 845. And I decided that I actually took a measurement of the depth of the channel here from here to top to bottom, which is indicated by this arrow, which I can show you how you draw it from top to bottom, and then you drag it over and plop it down right next to it. And you can see that the measured target is a good 95 pips away down at 750. What I do see, as you can see as well, is a major level of support where the price has hit this level many times. Market likes to find a high water mark and a low water mark for reference. So that's at 785, and that is within the range of the measured target. So 2 options. One could play it safe and be conservative and go where man has gone before, as it were, and stop short here at 785. That's exactly what I'm going to do. That's 60 pips. That could be $600 in a standard lot. Or one could be bolder and go further into the galaxy and go full 95 pips forward. And then in a moment, I'll explain why this 185 is down here. So for the short term, meaning today, tomorrow, because I don't know if this move may take a whole day to get this far, I would take profit at 60 pips. I think that's just, it's nice. It's a good number. It's conservative. The probability of it hitting is much, much higher. So we talked about the 1, 2, 3, and then the breakout, and then we have our trend reversal, which was this here. So we had a very robust rally down to form line 2, or point number 2. It could have gone all the way back up to the top here, formed a double top before coming back down. It didn't, it stalled, and then it came down and formed point number 3. So that was a good sign that this rally had stalled, it was tired, it's ready to reverse. And then we see around the 3 a lot of this consolidation, just, you know, moments or hours of just a lot of tight movements inside here. And that's a typical sign that, you know, it's like a coiled spring, I like to say, and sooner or later it's just going to snap and pop, which is exactly what it did. All right, so this is the basic trading strategy I teach every day. You have a uptrending or a downtrending channel, depending on where the market is. You draw a trend line connecting 3 points to confirm that it is a trend line, and 99 point, you name it, percent on the 4th approach. And actually it looked like there could have been a 4th here, which was a fake out. It broke through, but then it, on the 5th, if you will, it came through. So sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes it'll attempt to break out on the 4th attempt, and then it bounces back in, and that's just something to be prepared for. But here we are in a 45-minute chart, so we're zoomed out enough to see where clearly this was the breakout. All right, let's now turn inward to what's going on in this area here before I get to tell you about this great number down below. So I'm going to zoom into the 1-minute chart, and so the breakout was up here, and it shot down, and then which appears so distant now, the 845 entry tagged in, and it's hovering around it. It's just below it right now. So if you had missed the entry, the big breakout this morning, not to fear. Had you zoomed in to this level, the 1-minute level, you can see where there was another little channel here. And if I got closer, you could see there's a 1, 2, 3 in there, and it broke out. If you missed that one, then there's this one that's in progress. There is a 1, 2, and 3 in there somewhere. But then you also see this double top here, boom and boom. And so this is breaking out as we speak. It's possible because sometimes these are perfectly parallel, sometimes they are not. It appears like this is a breakout, but if you're in doubt, you can pull the line over to here, and then it looks like you have a triple top, 1, a 2, and a 3, and then a breakout yet to follow. I'm already in the market, so I'm not going to trade this fresh, but you can see where, yeah, it looks like there's a 1, 2, 3 now, and we're here where it was perfectly parallel. You know, maybe there was a 2 and a 3 hidden in here. You have to zoom in and look. So you have flexibility. This was not a robust breakout at all. It just kind of dribbled across the line. So perhaps this is more accurate. And then you'll see this. This is clearly a breakout. Just when it just lunges. This hasn't lunged yet. So I just widened it. In fact, I could, let me just take this out because I like things to be parallel and nice round numbers. And I'm cloning that. And I'm going to create. So you can do what you want with the lines. Now I've made it a parallelogram. Makes me happy. Nonetheless, it's an uptrending channel that has stalled clearly up here, and it will break out and keep going. But like I said, going back to 45 minutes, we have to rescale it. I'm in it for this 60 pip run down to here. So whatever zigzagging happens over the rest of the day, I'm not concerned. I know it's heading in the right direction. I could almost just walk away and leave it. One last thing about the charts, I want to now take it out to the 2-hour and show you the much larger forest. These are the woods. I don't know what's bigger than the woods, the forest or the woods, or the state of Montana. So in perspective, you can see this, 2-week-long channel moving along here that we're trading. But what else has been going on? It followed this move downward, and then it pulled backward. So when the price comes down here to this, I mean, you can see solidly, this is definitely a safe profit zone right here. It's just perfect. The 95, even though it conforms to a measured target, comes down to this little wick right here, which doesn't mean it's not valid. It just means this to me is so much more valid. I mean, there's so many attempts at it hitting that line. This one was like 1, maybe 2 little wicks, and then it pulled away. I am certain it will go that far. I would look for new entry after we take profit at this level here. I suspect there'll be a pullback and there'll be some more zigzagging along for a while before it breaks through, on down to that level. So that's another trading opportunity. That's another opportunity to make more money. So it's not like I'm going to miss anything by closing out at the 60 pips. But then what's also exciting to me is that look down here. This is the most recent low in months, probably. I'm sure the European market's not happy with, because the closer you get to parity, meaning 1-to-1, like if it's 1.0, that means the euro and the dollar are valued identically. So $1 will get you €1. And I think most people understand that, at least in modern history, since the euro was formed, it's always been valued higher than the dollar. You can see this with these numbers here. Right now, where's the current market? 1-0. So it takes $1.08 to I mean $1. What am I trying to say? It would take $1.08 to make €1. So the euro, it costs more dollars to get euros right now, and that's been the case for such a long time. So here we go down to this 185 pips. It's at the 660, I'm calling it. A lot of previous support here, bam. So given that this movement here went so far and it pulled back, I did another little tool I haven't shown before. Is I took this trend, this line, it's not a trend line per se, it's just a line, and I drew it at the level of declination, or the angle of from the top to the bottom of the trend, and just drew this line. It's a slope. It's basically giving you a slope. And then I took it over here and I pulled it over to the top of the current channel and extended it downward to where you see this intersection here. So again, nothing is guaranteed or certain, but if history is an indicator, and it often is, I mean, here's a steeper level of inclination, but here's this one's sloping not as steeply. So if we just take this as a sample and then draw this line, you could see that as this price continues to just drop down as it is, it would reach 660 on about April 21st. If you see the date at the bottom, and it's even saying it'd be 11 p.m. Greenwich time. I'm not worried about the time or the date, but that's next Tuesday, I think. So let's just say a week from today, for example, this could work its way down to this level. So we have three opportunities. Actually, we have more than three, but one of the three. The first one is let's get to the 60 pips. Boom. Let's take that potentially $600 profit right there. And then let's see about what other entries we can place that get us to 95. And then if it makes sense and we see the right setup like this, then let's just take it on down to 185. Beyond that, it's no man's land at the moment. I'd have to go back in months or years to see another low point, and that may not even be relevant in the market. The market may want to say, we're done selling, we're going to buy back. And that's typical for summer. As we get closer to summer, particularly with the pound, which we're not trading right now, it has to do with gas prices or oil, which I know is completely a market not even worth talking about. But a lot of those fundamentals affect pricing, and therefore I have found in summer months, the dollar shrinks relative to the euro and the pound. That's just a completely aside for a moment. So we'll see. I mean, I'll have to zoom out even more to see if this is even relevant, because for now, this looks like a good target, and in case as days go by, we'll evaluate it closer. So I think that is going to be enough for one day. These have been running about 15 minutes at a time. I think that's enough attention span. So it looks like I'm still a little underwater, or just sitting right on my entry price. Again, I'm not worried about it. It is a robust breakout, and it will conservatively hit 785 for 60 pips. I consider that a wonderful day in the neighborhood, or 2 days. And there's less stress to like, oh, I have to trade today, or twice a day. I'm reminded about the mistakes I make now and then, where I'm trying to trade too many times in one day. It's possible to do it twice a day. It's also possible to make mistakes. I make more mistakes in the afternoon and evening than I do in the morning. So listen up. If you only do one trade, I would suggest it's in the morning. For me, I'm on my pin on the map in the world is California, and the morning for me is about 6 a.m. That's 9 o'clock in New York, and you can do the rest because I'm sure I have viewers all over the planet watching this video. And for me, in the morning in my time zone is best for me. I make the most profit. And what the heck, by noon, I can go to lunch and do some other things in the afternoon. And if I just do that every morning, I will earn more than if I'm trying to scalp, pips every 5 minutes. That's when you get panicked and you lose it. So I'm talking to myself when I say this because I challenge my own assumptions and theories, and I prove them right every time. And sooner or later we learn and don't do it again. All right, that is all for today. And as always, please like this video. It helps the ratings since there are no movies or new television shows being produced at the moment. So, um, like me, and subscribe if you haven't already. I see there's 6 subscribers, and I'm happy for all 6 of you. Thank you. When I get up to 600,000, I may give out special prizes. At any rate, have a wonderful day, stay healthy, and happy trading. And we will talk more tomorrow. Bye now.